A long time ago.
The GOAT.
Me. Yes.
Oh, shit, man. Hey, man.
Take my proper designation.
Oh, man. Look, we got a lot to get into, man. It's been a crazy week. A lot of shit happening, man. They make our job very easy sometimes.
They do.
I don't even, I feel like we've seen each other, man.
I know it started, though.
Actually, man, first of all, happy birthday to you, sir. Happy birthday to you. You know what I'm saying?
Happy birthday, ting, ting, ting.
You know what I'm saying? Just great job, man. Great job.
Blocker.
You know,
Whatever that means.
I hope you had a great time on your birthday.
Oh. Big birthday, big drink, big strippers.
Big pinnacle in the building today.
Bottles. We had
big bottle.
We had big. Pause. We were doing it big.
Well, you know what? Let me start by saying this. Let me get the mushy out the way. This week, I've always told people that I have no problem giving people love and being helpful to them. I always have a problem receiving the shit because it feels mushy and icky to me. I'm like, get the shit away from me, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I got a chance to be a brother, a father, a friend, give and, kind of receive love the best I could, enjoy myself, get rest, work was smooth. And then it came Saturday. Then came Saturday, man, and this motherfucker McKinney Adidapo, yes. The church folks say that brother showed up and showed out.
Yeah, we definitely.
Goddamn it, you know what I'm saying? He showed up
and
showed the fuck out, man,
That was like the first time in promontory history.
In the valley where the girls get naked,
we was at the P. You know
what I'm saying? So, let me tell you something.
I saw a few videos, man. I was impressed.
I respect McKinney's form on the court now, because we were shooting jump shots at these hoes.
Yeah, it was real.
Fadeaway box.
Definitely pearled a few. Definitely a couple of those.
Now, this is no disrespect to y'all. This is a special occasion.
Yo, man, they were mad professional though, man. They were like, when I hit the door, I was like, all right, ladies, it's time. Like they were like, they grabbed everybody. Let's go. They all hit the stage at the same time.
You did that.
At one point, it was about what, 8 of them?
You set it up.
The pole was there. It was
The
dancing instrument.
No, I don't even care about that.
I know what he's talking about.
McKinney set up his workplace.
He gonna catch me.
What?
Cause they late. And so I'm trying to speed the situation along. So I'm helping them build the stage that has the dancing device attached to it.
Okay.
And so he gonna take that as a cheap opportunity to roll up and take pictures of me.
Rare, better word. Rare.
I'm literally only holding the dancing device in place. That is all I'm doing. But he definitely, I got you. Like,
is that what we're calling it?
I use the flash and everything. I want crystal clarity in this 5G 4K camera I got, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was a great night, man. Brother McKinney hooked it up. I can fuck you up that day, but we'll talk later. You know what I'm saying? The corner's still in the building doing corner things.
Yeah.
Appreciate
we got us a section, so we seem like VIP. I got to see how ratchet or how correct all the jokes I make about the ratchet at Southside are. It was in the South fucking side, and goddamn it.
Yeah, that's real.
It was in the South side.
That was definitely a South side.
Even before the birthday, man. So the KVL got shut down, right?
Word.
Which was so trash, man. When I tell you this was a 50,000 square foot venue, they had
studios.
everything set up the way it was supposed to be. It's Lambos all around the parking lot. Just everything was just perfect, you know what I mean? And how we were going to set up. And the city came in and canceled it.
Haters gonna hate.
The day before, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to KBL, 1937 group, Eric, Ambrose, everybody over there.
Alex, Ambrose,
man.
and
So again, you missed it, but so I got there at
he did what?
he missed.
He missed it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was working, fellas. Sorry.
But I got there at 7. And because what they were able to do is they called Matt. So they had called us the night before and were like, hey man, don't look like it's gonna happen. They were like, somebody had actually asked like, yo, do you know of a venue? And in my mind, I'm like, y'all not gonna be able to do something at that scale at no venue in Chicago, and it's still within the city of Chicago. So whatever they shutting you down for, that same ordinance is gonna pop up, right? Although I hadn't thought about
it was really about the
different aldermans. I hadn't thought about that.
Money.
I think it was about money too. But anyway, so what they did was they called Matt from Promontory. Somebody got in tune with them or Jake. And so they just threw a day party.
Yeah, 5 to 9, they sent out the email.
Yeah.
And people showed up and showed out.
Bro, it was
They did.
packed in there. I got there at 7. Everybody was in like 3-piece suits. I mean, like
Yeah.
it was a real
It
dope
was.
day party, man. So
Some
shout out to Ambrose and them
some
again
talent in
because
there. Yeah.
they gave Corey Gilkey his award. Shout out to Corey. They gave another sister award who I'll tell that story later. But anyway, but no, it was nice, man. Vic Mensa performed. Boo Man performed.
Nice.
There was a couple of people like they basically held true to the event.
And it was a sold out
still
event,
did.
too.
Yeah, they did the party for free. If anybody had tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
And my understanding is they're still going to do the actual
KVL
event that they had planned. They
Well,
just needed
Flower
more
Ball,
time.
Flower Ball.
Yeah.
Tell you
to,
what though,
put that together.
I think the most impressive thing was to watch the support and love follow them from
Facts.
one venue to the next.
Right. Facts, man.
You know what I'm saying? On my 44th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sierra comes back to me.
Yeah. It's,
All right, cool.
as it should. It's
For one
your
day.
month. It's
That-
your month.
That's the one day. Nah, see, chicks do that. You know, I might got some diva ways about it, so it's fine. Every man got their flaws. You know what I'm saying? Like I do like my hats not to be touched. I don't like my food touching. I have some diva ass ways to me. But my birthday is one day. If it happens to be like, you know, stretched, the birthday has to be stretched out day before, the day after. That's fine. I don't get no birthday week, no birthday month. But you know, I just preach it. That's the one day of the year I think I should get my way.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I feel that. I also feel like this is the second year I've known you on your birthday. No, first year we did a dinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. Felt like you got your way. Following year we did the club out
spot,
south.
yeah,
Yep.
which
Feel like
was
you got
trash.
your way that day.
today.
Feel like
Today.
it's for par. Yeah, I feel like it's up to par.
Today, you know. but you know what? And what's crazy is well, we'll get to it another time. I'm gonna do the motherfucking thing, but pause. We had election day yesterday in Chicago.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Which is another highlight of my
Yeah.
week because
Did
I
you
got to
guys
see.
get out and vote?
Why do people flash them stickers like they get the
Yeah,
dentist and they
yeah.
get suckers after you get your
Yeah.
motherfucking teeth cleaned?
That shit is
They be like,
irritating.
I voted. What else have you done with your life or in the community the rest of the goddamn year, sir?
Exactly. Yeah, and do
What
you
else
know
you
who
done?
you voted for?
Absolutely.
Like, do you even have any idea
We were
what you
talking
voted for?
downstairs. So let me ask you a question. Can we talk downstairs? When you hit the ballot box, and you are uninformed about a person, do you just vote for somebody or do you leave it blank?
Nah, I'm kind of bogus, man. I kind of look for the black name. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I mean?
That's often a mistake.
Yeah, it is. I can't lie
Often
to
a
you.
mistake.
But since we did the
I love the
series,
honesty, though.
since we did the series with
Swain and
Swain
Cole
and Cole and
Sharice.
Sharice, right?
Hey,
I
Sharice.
was kind of paying attention, right? So I kind of knew some people. So I kind of looked them up a little bit, decided who would be the best candidate in
Right.
my mind. So I did that. You know,
Yeah,
Smart.
no,
Intelligent.
I didn't vote for any politician, governor, senator, none of that. I just voted for the judges and I voted no all the way down the list.
And we talked about that, you know, and I did the same thing. People I knew about, I voted for appropriately. People I didn't know about, in my mind, I thought about how situations are for me and people that look like me and people who have the same financial issues as I do, the same sociological issues as I do. And I was like, people in office fucking up right now.
Yeah.
So no,
Yeah.
get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I
You get
was-
a no, you get a no, you get a no.
Now,
I will
really,
be
look-
fair though. If it was Georgia, if I lived in Georgia, I would have made more of an attempt to really care about who
Georgia's
was running for
trouble.
House and who was running for Senate. I knew Illinois was gonna. I knew the Democrats were gonna run those seats. And the only reason, not the only reason, the main reason this particular midterm election is important is because the Senate right now is at 50-50.
Right.
And so one of those states, which is most likely gonna be Georgia, now that we know it's a runoff.
Yeah.
One of those states is going to go one or the other way, and that's going to change who has the controlling majority in the Senate, right? So had I known it was a real reasonable chance that a Democrat wasn't going to run in Illinois, I would have probably been a little bit more aggressive,
I
right?
ain't gonna lie to you, man. I voted for everybody I thought was gonna fuck up here. So,
But I just, man, I don't. The whole political
shit is all
landscape,
fucked up anyway.
yeah, the whole political landscape is just
It's
a
a-
joke
it's
to
a
me
game,
now,
bro,
man.
yeah.
I can't
Yep.
take anybody or anything
look,
serious.
man,
Can't take
when
nobody
you,
serious.
When you
no more.
have people that are running and are totally against a woman having an abortion on all levels, I think that's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
Yeah, he's like,
I
when they
think that's
ask him
crazy
straight
to
up,
me.
like, even if
And
she
they
gets
dead-
raped, he's
they-
like, yeah,
fuck it.
That's
deep down in
terrible.
my soul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
how I feel.
He said in this song.
That's what he
Yeah.
said. He said something like deep down. That's how I feel. It's just
Fucking,
like,
fucking
thing to
God
do,
complex,
like,
man. I don't like that. I'm cool.
but
on
it's but also just, and we were talking about this. We had the 45-minute conversation downstairs waiting on you. It's like that. There was a point where you knew that Republican or Democratic candidate, that they were qualified people who had experience making laws,
In that field.
voting on
Being a
laws.
politician.
They started in lower level government as like the assistant to the treasurer, and they worked in those offices and they
Right.
learned the system. Now, Herschel Walker who has never spent more than 5 minutes reading anything,
Great running back though.
is somehow
Facts.
getting enough votes. So that's why I say it's a joke to me.
joke, bro.
Is that we're not even worried about whether these people can
If the
read.
Terminator can be governor, Herschel Walker can
I
be
mean,
Hey,
that
hey,
was
you crossed some dangerous lines.
Schwarzenegger was one of the
I'm just
early
saying,
signs,
man.
though.
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger was one of the early
He did do a
signs.
bad
that
job,
this
though.
Reagan as well. He was the first really to come from entertainment.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So let's not ignore it. This isn't anything new.
I'm not, and it's funny. It does more often than not happen to be on the Republican side of the aisle, where the actors
Talk
and
that
the
talk there. Come on.
and the you know the finaglers and the finessers.
Well, you call it a
come from.
popularity contest downstairs, and
just-
it's what it is. It's a favorable opinion gets you into a place. It's like being a bad bitch in line at the club before
Exactly.
11. Yeah,
Just
after 11.
you ahead of everybody else.
You know what I'm saying?
Should be here.
It's a
Right.
favorable opinion gets you places where you should not be or wouldn't have been considered to go.
But the difference is,
it's crazy.
The bad chick gets in the club, somebody buy her a drink. That's the end of it. This fool
4 years,
gonna make
6 years.
decisions for
Your
people's
life.
children.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's true.
saying?
Right.
Like he's gonna be sitting in somebody's office and they're gonna be reading stuff and he's gonna be like, "What does that word mean?" Like that's just a slight curve.
And I also want to put another notch in my belt again this year. And I do it for the money, but when I do things for the money, I make sure they're done right.
So you can be bought.
So
I got
was
it.
a field investigator, absolutely.
Okay.
Field investigator
Oh, that's right, yeah.
for the election, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was appalling to see how many dummies there are trying to tabulate votes, inform you of what you can and can't do to vote, and even the voters. I was like, Joe, we are in trouble. You guys have polluted the waters so much that we don't know what's what coming in to vote, and you don't know how we should. You don't know what to do when we get in here because they were turning people away because no licenses. No, you can't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't do that.
You have to look them up, look up their address. There's a whole
Absolutely.
book that they give you to do
Everything. So usually when there should be no questions, me and DeCoven were running back and forth. First of all, DeCoven funny as fuck, bro.
No, y'all was on.
that. Y'all on duty together.
Yeah.
Oh, that somebody made a
They
big
call us
mistake.
1A and 1B because really the shit he don't know, I may know. You know what I'm saying?
Hilarious.
But you know, like, so he sits atop the perch and runs everything, but the ideas sound familiar, you know what I'm saying, about creativity come from yours truly. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm gonna talk my shit a little bit.
Yeah,
it's
get in your bag. Get in your bag.
So we have some morons on the team. I don't care if they see this or not. You motherfuckers are morons. You know what I'm saying?
They know it.
They weren't politicking with the election judges, getting numbers connected with them, so we don't have to do so much work at the end of the night. Bro, y'all trying to be until 12 o'clock again? No, but that's a different story. But to see how uninformed people were, man, it's really scary. I need people to get up on this app or this program. It's called KYP, Know Your Politicians. Somehow get them out there, man.
Yeah.
Get them out there, know these people so you know who to vote for and change the circumstances around you.
I mean, and we can wrap this part of that
Pimps up, hoes
conversation up.
down.
But what's crazy is, so somebody sent me, which is something I've always advocated for, right? Like the reason why I say I voted for the judges only is because that has a direct implication on everybody's life.
Facts.
No matter what happens, whether he was innocent, guilty, whatever, whether it's a child, whatever. And this site, I don't want to call it out by name right now because it'll take me a second to find it. But this site basically gave detailed notes.
Pull up the site, please.
And like history. Like, okay, this is this judge voted to reverse Roe v. Wade, right?
Got it.
Really good information, right?
And you can do this before you vote.
Yeah, but
it's difficult,
But they said, first of all, people that sent it to me, thank you. However, let's be considerate here. 62 people were going for judges' seats today. They sent it to me that morning. I ain't got time to go through all this.
Got it.
But the part that baffled me is
Right.
as I went through a few judges, as I started going through, I go down to the bottom and there's like a rating system. So it goes from like, the needle goes all the way over to the right. It's like really good. This way is like terrible. And I start skipping all the other stuff for a while to see how many judges out of these 62 are like not all good. And the people that the rating comes from, there was like 9 or 10 legal agencies. There was an Asian Lawyers Association, the Black Women's Lawyers Association, the the American Bar Association. There's all these associations, right? That generally, the Latino Hispanic Association.
Yeah.
When you look at who voted yes on these judges, all of them say yes for all of the judges.
Right.
So what this tells me is that the group of people that compiled this information have already stamped all of these people. Because why? Because then we can keep this information and conversation and power dynamic between us. So once I saw that, I was like, I'm voting no on all y'all.
Really quick
I want
prediction.
somebody who ain't been stamped at all.
Right.
Herschel
Brand
Walker
new.
can be governor, or mine can be the Supreme Court judge.
That's funny. I tell you what though, and even though Stacey Abrams got the black man and woman vote in Georgia. She lost. So I'm telling y'all, Atlanta, look here. Your days are numbered. Black Atlanta, y'all little population, that shit is numbered. They're going to get y'all out of there. I'm done.
We gotta give Dusty Baker black excellence.
Clap it up for him.
All the love in the world, man. He became the
Y'all can make a
oldest
clap for him. I'm clapping up for
ever manager to win a World Series. I'm gonna put black on there because I don't know another black manager that's won a
We
World
can find
Series.
out. I think he might be first.
Let's Google
Which
that.
would be tremendous, and which is all while McKinney's looking that up.
No, I think I remember now. Ozzie Guillen, he's Latin.
Yeah, no, we'll take that. We'll take that.
No, we won't.
I love Ozzie
No,
Guillen.
we won't. Yeah, I like as a Sox fan, I love him too, but they won't take Dusty. So
First
let's
black
go there.
manager to win. Yep, nope. It was Edwin Clarence Cito Gaston.
What year? 1931.
All right, well, he's the oldest.
1967.
He's the
Yeah,
oldest
shit.
black one then because he's 73.
And he was black folks' only representation.
So he won one as a player.
You know what I'm saying?
He won one as a player in 81, and he won.
Wait, no, this
he won,
might be
22.
I think he might have been the first
Shout out
manager.
Dusty.
Ain't no way he was no World Series winner in 67 as a black manager. Anyway. Yeah, shout out Dusty though, man. Dusty
Yeah, man.
Dusty has a storied career, man. I think the thing I love most about his career is that I didn't realize he was on the Dodgers team until that documentary came out, the Dodgers Yankees documentary. If you haven't seen
Which
it,
I didn't watch.
He was a part of the I don't know, it's like a 10-year, 15-year rivalry as a player on that team. And he was on the LA side. So hearing the back and forth and some of that, I had no idea. But yeah, I've always had respect for him, man.
So we can now leave the Astros alone because they won cheating. They won without cheating. Everybody shut the fuck up.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. Great job, Dusty, man. Great
Absolutely.
fucking job.
They
man.
got a good team though.
Yeah.
They got Verlander. They got Altuve, bro. They got
Altuve, that dude.
This
man.
motherfucker
at 5'3". He's
Yeah,
that
Altuve
dude.
cold.
Contreras. The last home run he hit, bro, to blow the top off the last game. If they didn't have seats or an arena to play in, that ball would still be sailing, bro.
On the real.
That shit was ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
shit was ridiculous, dog.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see none of those games this year. I usually watch like the playoffs in baseball.
They are entertaining. They entertaining as
The
fuck.
playoffs are really good. If I'm gonna watch during the regular season, I got to be at the game.
Yeah, that's
Exactly.
But I didn't. I missed the series.
Sorry,
Missed the whole series this year.
It's
Shout
all
out, we
good,
done.
man.
And one of the Cubs, the Sox. Look here, they do better next year, y'all.
In the world of sports, man, let's stay here real quick. We would be remiss if we don't stand up, talk about our brother Kyrie. All right, Kyrie is a millennial, and he actually just went live yesterday, and in reference to everything that's going on. And what I like what he said, it was like a 24-minute video. What he said was, as millennials, man, we have to stand up. We got to be better. We got to be different. He was like, and if I got to be here to shake shit up, it's just what it's going to be. He was like,
He's
man,
shaking shit up, all right.
he was like, everybody, including the entertainers, the athletes, and your regular 9-to-5ers, let's be better, right? Because this shit has to change.
Right.
Now, probably no secret, but let's just, in case people don't know, you've been living under a rock.
Several.
Kyrie posted a link to Hebrews to Negroes. Didn't say anything.
Which is a film.
It's a film.
It's a film that
Debuted like
is-
what, 2020 maybe?
2018.
Yeah.
2018?
Yes.
Yep, and it's
Now,
being carried on multiple platforms.
and
Right.
it's been sitting there for who knows how long, right?
Right, unspoken for the most
It's
part.
not a big deal. He never said, I agree with, I disagree with. He posted the link.
Right.
People want to say he's been promoting. No, because if that's the case, if I post a car crash, does that mean that I'm promoting
Car accidents.
You know what I mean?
Violence,
You
yeah.
you post shit for whatever reason for people to check it out.
You have your own motive to post things.
Exactly.
They neglected to say
Right.
that.
Now, could he have said, hey, look, I don't agree with everything? For sure, no problem. But for them to condemn him, embarrass him, and try to take this man's dignity, it's way beyond the scope of what should be happening here.
So American though.
It is, right? But
Very American.
here's the crazy part. The whole Kanye thing, now Kyrie, right? We all know what Kanye said, what he said was wrong. But he was also, some of the things he said was wrong, right?
Okay.
But what he was also saying is that the powers that be, as Dr. Umar called them, the untouchables.
It was funny.
They run shit.
Funny, man.
They run shit, right? And they determine and decide when you've done too much, all right? And they will shut you up, right? And this is what they do. the term buck breaking comes to mind.
Yeah, that was
Right?
that Jay Williams comment I thought was powerful.
No, it was super powerful. And I initially, even when Kanye said his whole little rant, I didn't have a problem with it because, again, there are books, there are videos, there's YouTubes on all of this, and it's documented, right? This isn't anything new. The only difference is you got someone like Kanye, someone like Kyrie, who has a huge platform, who makes a lot of money, and we have a bunch of people looking up to him. They're not supposed to say this, right? I have a problem with Shaq. I definitely have a problem with Barkley, right?
I have a problem with Ernie too. I'm gonna leave him out.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, Barkley didn't surprise me.
Shannon Sharp, problem with him.
But Shaq did.
Stephen A, problem with him.
Yes.
Chris Bussard, problem with him.
And that sister that brought on the rabbi.
Bruh.
I don't remember her name, but
and the mixed chick, she's actually black and Jewish.
Malika.
Light skin,
no,
curly
she had
hair.
a rabbi
Yeah,
come on
yeah.
ESPN and cry.
The rabbi shit, that shit was hilarious.
Look here, you can cry if you want to, Rabbi. No disrespect to you, man. If you feel offended or hurt, fine, I get it. But those are tools of control.
Yeah.
Usually used by the media, man. But before y'all keep going, let's read what they want Kyrie to do.
Yeah,
Before he
let's
gets
give the six. Let's give the 6 things.
There are 6 things. Apologize and condemn the film he promoted. He apologized, okay? Make a $500,000 donation to the anti-hate cause.
He did.
Fuck you.
ADL. He did. They gave it back.
They gave it back.
Complete sensitivity training.
Fuck you.
Complete anti-Semitism training.
Fuck you.
Meet with the ADL and Jewish leaders.
Fuck you.
Meet with team owner Joe Tsai, which is funny as hell to me.
Fuck
Joe Tsai,
you.
and demonstrate an understanding of the situation.
I mean, here's a couple of things about that that's interesting. So first of all, let's just say, okay, I'm Kyrie, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna meet with the Jewish. What is it?
The ADL.
ADL, Anti-Defamation League.
Okay, I'm gonna meet with them.
Who Rosenberg, not to cut you off, who Rosenberg said is not like the NCAAP.
NCAAP.
Right? He said it's not.
Yeah.
He said not at all. He said, as a Jewish man, he says it's not like.
It's not a representative
At
organization
all.
of all Jewish
At
people.
all.
Paul Rosenberg.
Paul
Defamation.
Rosenberg.
Defamation.
No. From Hot 97.
Oh, okay.
But defamation
Peter Rosenberg.
is like when somebody's speaking about you in a negative fashion, and you know they are slandering your name or whatever the case may be. Right. There's a lot of different pieces that my take on this, but focusing on this part, if he meets with them, what is to come of a meeting? What
Shit.
after the meeting? Then what?
Shit.
Meeting, that means me, hey, look here, fam, do what we say.
But let's be clear, and let's be really, 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 really clear, right? Because there's a couple of in between points. First of all, Kyrie didn't write the movie. Kyrie didn't produce the movie. When they say the word promote, that's a way to spin it.
Yep.
Because he posted it, he didn't promote it. I can tell you right now, there's no way to disprove this. Look at how many streams, likes, or purchases. Or mind you, it's not a free movie. You have to purchase it.
Hey, $11.99.
They raised the price on it now.
Yes, 11. Well, I just got it the other day. And
It
I'm
was
not done with it.
$10.99 before.
Yeah, it was $11.99
And
when I
I
got it.
guarantee you the number of total purchases was under 200.
Prior to, yes, I agree.
Until
I agree.
ESPN went on a 48-hour nothing but this conversation talk. Then it went to, what is it at now? It's
much,
like
bro.
2.2 billion now, or no, million sales,
And they still talking about it.
right? But no one had watched, was looking to watch.
Wanted to watch?
No one even really
Knew
saw
of.
Kyrie's tweet.
Nope.
But ESPN
It really similar. Somebody else's
used
situation.
every vehicle, every TV show for 48 straight hours to talk about not one thing other than that. ESPN is the #1 promoter of that movie. First, facts.
Disney.
Second, it's sold for profit on a site where the man's mother is Jewish.
Shout out to Bezos.
He has no problem
Yep.
making $10.99 times $2 million.
Oh, Jewish slander.
He don't
Allegedly,
give a
to y'all
fuck about none of that.
in that book.
And not nobody
Fuck you, pay me.
cared about that. Nobody promoted that. Last but not least, these brothers that politics is politics. Your job is your job. Your people follow your situation. It is disheartening that in 2022, fresh off of everything that we experienced in 2020, as these types of issues were being brought to the forefront for black people, and Shaq and Barkley and Stephen A.
Ernie.
and all of them were standing on top of every platform that they could to say, we have to protect Black people. We've been getting this terrible situation. We got to be us. First opportunity you had to point out, like, hey, guys. Whoa, guys, wait a minute. This seems a little heavy-handed for a situation where the man didn't say he hates Jews.
He did not.
The man didn't say, I don't like Jews.
He did not.
There is a historic part of what he was talking about. So, again, the fact that everybody just went full on 24-hour blitz, we gonna cancel Kyrie, I think to me it's showing, it's exposing the joke that is what these shows are. I don't think I could ever watch ESPN again. And everybody that knows me, my brother specifically, knows that was a part of my psyche. Right? I love sports. I love listening to strategies. But that's the fact. For 48 hours, it had nothing to do with sports. A whole head coach was fired. Nobody was talking about that.
He was trash, though.
Right? None of this was conversation. Only thing that mattered, and that's what let me know this is a joke. This is a joke, and I can no longer take none of that serious. It's a shame that a man can be, and this, again, none of us are making any statements about the statements that were made in the movie.
Right.
None of us are making statements about anything related to Jewish people. All we are saying is that this man is being held accountable for every anti-Semitic thing in America.
Bro. This is emasculation.
Yes.
And that's what
exactly
Jay Williams said.
is.
And I'm going to finish it at that. That's what Jay Williams said. Jay Williams said this reminds us a little too much for us in the black community. It's a little too close to what it was like 50, 60 years ago, where if a black man did try and say something or did try and highlight some truth, that he was broken and beaten down in front of people to make sure you were publicly abused and you were literally disemboweled in a way to make sure that everybody knew, don't you ever try and speak anything that's related to what we do and how we do it, right? And so that is unfortunately what I see. You can disagree with me all you want. I don't really give a damn.
Just some quick numbers, right? 6 Jewish corporations own 96% of media. We're talking Sony, Paramount, Fox, Comcast, Walt Disney, TMZ, Showtime, the CW.
Entire communications and entertainment industry.
And so when
better stat is how many are those, or how many black ones are there, period? 0.
He used to have BZ.
Sarah Silverman goes blackface. We didn't tell her to meet with Jesse.
Did she
anybody leave?
$500,000
Howard Stern.
Says
NAACP.
Negro. He calls black women nappy head hoes.
Joe, exactly. Live
Joe
on
Rogan.
television.
She complete anti-racism training.
Arizona State is famous for their MLK parties with all like the white fraternities and sororities.
Even better.
Blackface, bro.
Go to every Jewish comedian. Jerry Seinfeld.
He funny though too.
Every last one of them says in their shit, oh, because we're Jewish.
Yeah.
And we own it. They make jokes about it all the time.
About it.
Now, that's that whole conversation. Can black people make jokes about the word nigga and all that? Fine. But this tells you how much we're spiraling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That nobody can even put a finger or a point on what's wrong no more. What's the actual insult? You know what I'm saying? One brother did bring up a great point. He said the issue that he had with Kyrie was that Kyrie didn't pivot the conversation to not be about him. Kyrie should have made the conversation about the fact that this, and he did in a very brief clip. That very brief clip when he said, "Where were you when I was a kid?"
I saw that.
My people, I feel like my people are being buried. You
right.
know what I mean?
But the problem is, it's too separate. He should have simply said,
"No, he's fine. They're not going to hear that, but they don't want to hear that."
And that's
they
true.
know that.
I think it would have been more
come out in the theaters.
True.
Period. You know what I'm saying? I know as a man, I think there are a few basic elements that come with being a man in society. You know, especially if you have a family and people that love you. It's making people proud, protecting them, providing, and being professional in spots where you need to be professional. When you have to go through things like this, where you are being told what to do or else as an ultimatum, I'm gonna ask y'all a question, and I don't want no answer. Really, I don't. To me, it hurts. I'm not gonna ask you a question. Fuck, I just changed my mind already. I just did that shit, bro. To me, as a man, bro, it hurts my heart to see my brothers and I understand how powerless we are right now in this country. In this country where we have to call home because the motherland, we have a disconnect there where we're from. You know what I'm saying? Some may have some connections, some don't. we are basically powerless in America right now because if we want to take a stand for something, we get cut off, we get shut down, we get told to shut up and dribble, we get told, well, be a professional, do your job. Some of us are just scared to lose our benefits and privileges we've earned because we've come from such a dire place. We don't want to go back. I understand your problems. I do. But if you look at the Asian community, you look at the Latino community, whether it be Mexican, Puerto Rican, I'm not going to start trying to decipher between the two because there are so many subcultures in there. You look at the white community. You look at the Jewish community. Bro, they are fucking on code. Black folks, I pray one day before I die we can get on code. Mm-hmm. Fam, there's no way a pair of Adidas should have been bought after the Kanye shit because if you understood this message, not you have to agree with him at all, they are saying there's no reason a certain group of people, which you just read numbers, should be able to control your life, how you live, how you're going to live. After Kaepernick, which his story was eerily similar to Kyrie minding his business, he was sitting down for a long time, and somebody noticed it one day, boom. But black folks couldn't stop watching the goddamn NFL. The fuck out of here. Your team trash anyway. It was 4 good teams in the NFL then, and you want to end that city. You know what I'm saying? We couldn't stop watching NFL
and TV
for a fucking year, bro.
Sells.
Absolutely.
TV ratings is definitely
during the George Floyd protest after his murder. Yeah, they did more standing up, but right now, I think there shouldn't be a person in a black household. If you really care about making change, creating change for the culture, your culture, people that look like you, the future, you should not be watching the NBA. You should not be watching the fucking Inside the NBA. You should not be watching ESPN. You should have stop watching Fox Sports.
Yeah,
God damn it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you who I didn't hear speak up for Kyrie. He donated the WNBA. And none of them motherfuckers said a fucking word. He gave tons of fucking money. Tons of money. An avid supporter.
Yeah, it's a little West Side coming out. It's a little West Side coming out.
It's a little.
But that is a great point.
Coming out,
that is a great point.
Y'all cry about support.
Speaking on that behalf. But
right, wait, hold on, bro.
Go ahead,
y'all cry about support. Now, everybody know I be shitting on Draymond, Green. You know what I'm saying? But I understood this point talking to Lisa Leslie. She's so beautiful. It had nothing to do with my point.
She's not. But go ahead.
At all. Shit, you crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying?
No, he was saying at all. It don't have nothing to do with your point. She's not beautiful.
Oh, okay,
all right. That's what I was saying.
You're on all cycles.
No, but you call everything trash, so my mind went right there. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was talking about.
And when she tried to say, well, support from you guys would be a big deal. You guys been in the NBA. He was like, there are no bigger supporters of the WNBA than the NBA. Look here, I know y'all girl Brittany Griner's over there in Russia. She's got moved to the penal colony. Guess what? The NBA has been speaking up loud for her as much as they can. This brother, I know it's a touchy subject. This brother, man, pivot from that whole point. It's a shame that what you believe in is being told, him being Kyrie, you being Kyrie, is being told that it's not as important as what we believe in.
Yep.
So guess what? You can't do that.
Yep.
And guess what? You're going to apologize for that. And guess what? You're going to pay for that. And guess what? You're going to be penalized for that. And guess what? We're going to punish you until we deem you worthy. Who the fuck are you to tell me, the original man, that I'm not worthy?
Can I give you just one more part of the historical
reason? Bullet for this clip.
That's what it is. The other part of this is that this isn't just about Jewish people being in control of entertainment. Yes,
I still got more, bro.
This is about the fact that
they just placed themselves there, bro.
The reason why there's a war in Palestine between Palestinians and Israelis every year for the last 100 years, and why it will never end, is because it's a political war. It's not a real cultural war.
No.
That was a settlement. That was a political settlement. That was an agreement between the United States, the UK, the European Union, right?
People that shouldn't have nothing to do with it too.
Exactly. And they basically took that land. And so if you allow Kyrie to advance a storyline in America, then what that says is that signals to Israel, who are our allies politically in that space over there, that signals to them, we're going to let them tell this story that y'all are not the original people. Y'all don't have a reason to be there, even though we've been backing you. So this is the same reason why you've never heard one president, including the black one, ever apologize for slavery. The minute you do that, you have to unravel the whole package. You can't do that and then not do nothing about it. So it is a protected space. And that's why you have to see this. It's the fact that it looks so obvious to me that I can't understand. Like you're not even hiding it well.
See, and that's a point I made when this first happened. I've made so many good points, if I do say so myself, about this conversation, bro.
Usually.
Say so myself, yes.
You do usually say so yourself.
I thought it was a trick bag when Kyrie gave that money, the $500,000, because it was a tacit admission of guilt. I fucked up. So You notice all the reprimands didn't come down until they gave the money back.
Which is
Then they say, you know what, you're
even
gonna do
more
this,
ridiculous to me.
this. 5 soul class, motherfucker.
Hey,
Which
look,
is more ridiculous.
It would
to
not
me.
surprise me one bit if Kyrie say, "Fuck the NBA, I'm done."
I would
be surprised either.
I would.
done.
I would.
And as much as I love Nike, I don't fuck with them right now. And
Yeah,
I don't believe you.
they not putting his shoes.
I don't know if I believe you, bro.
yeah, you already know that's tough. I might have to change up. You know what I mean? The whole closet. I might have to change up the whole closet, man.
I mean,
dog.
look. We can wrap
I might
this
have
one
to,
up.
man. I might have to. Oh well, before we go, I want to talk about what Kyrie has done, and obviously Dick Gregory is our man's. Had the pleasure of meeting him several times. This brother,
No.
look, meeting Dick Gregory and getting his energy, bro. It
Say what I'm saying.
ignited.
Say what I'm saying. His last name.
Huh?
Say, don't say his last name.
No, that's why would you do that?
Nah.
Oh, he almost did it. Why you did that, man?
Right.
Like the fact that he was still at that time of sound mind, sound body. Look, man, it was so influential. Like I can't. I've been at loss for words because it was that important.
It's just the fact that Dick Gregory was the first
say his
person
last name.
in Black history that we would know in the popular entertainment space that went away from, at the time him and Bill Cosby were coming up at the same kind of space.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing the same kind of thing Bill was
he
doing.
was truth-telling.
Clean comedy.
He was truth-telling.
The funny ha-ha, no curse words, no
Right.
race stuff.
Get on the late
And
night
then-
shows.
And then he split.
Yeah.
And said, nah, I'm telling the truth from here on out. Right.
Right.
And so that's why I bring that up, because these are things that Dick Gregory has been talking about forever.
Eons.
I mean,
forever.
think about this, man. They made sure that we read the Diary of Anne Frank in grammar school, right? Made sure that Fahrenheit 451. Why the fuck you input?
We had to fight to get Maya Angelou's
Mockingbird.
not
Phenomenal Woman.
to Kill a Mockingbird, but I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We had to fight to get
A
these
raisin,
books
a
in.
raisin in the sun.
Right.
Right. I mean, fuck.
But you have to fight for our education, period. And we still haven't gotten it.
People couldn't use their own language. You couldn't play. Like, the story of why black people have been suppressed is well documented. It's just ridiculous to
And they
me
still fight it.
that black people that are within this organization do not see, and it's not everybody. Shout out to Jay Williams one more time. It's the only brother I've heard from within the sports world that's even talking about
That
this.
gets his
And
check
that
signed
has,
by them.
they're right. That has
Oh,
something to
he might be-
lose.
he might be done, though.
That has
That's
something.
fine.
You know who else I ain't heard this from? And I ain't looked. Joe, what's the two cats on the podcast that always got the up in smoke or whatever?
Yeah, I ain't
heard
word.
nothing from them.
Yeah, Jack,
they pulling up on
Jack, you want to bring
y'all
your goof
pulling
ass
up
to
on
O
O Block.
Like, nah,
y'all got all the time to pull up on O Block and
Nah.
take pictures. Ain't nobody got no
and
smoke
fight,
for this.
Fight Derek Fisher.
Like, I don't
Block.
understand it, man.
Yeah.
I don't
Now,
understand
you-
it, bro.
Jack,
It's
we got
just-
to talk,
it's
man.
completely-
We got to talk,
So
man.
that's a real conversation, though, bro. So I understand. Like, I tell people when you voting, people forget this too. Back to the politics really quickly. At one point, black folks were Republicans,
Yes.
and then now we became Democrats. And guess what? Neither one of them helped us win.
Yes.
Neither one of them helped us fucking win, bro.
Yes.
So let's do that first. And then I understand when people have, and I kind of made this point earlier, people have their success and they have a chance to change their family's future. I see why they don't.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's hard for me to ask you to sacrifice for my game. It's hard for me to do that. I understand. I'm gonna be mad at you, but I understand why. You know what I'm saying?
All I'm saying is ask a question.
You can ask me to join your journey, your fight, right? At that point, I have it.
like donate some money or something. There you
something.
go.
You can be a silent donator, whatever the case may
Silent
be.
partner.
I'm not
Silent
saying
partner.
nobody should have stood up nowhere and been like, no, this is wrong. I'm saying somebody
is,
should have
though.
asked a question.
Yeah, like, what
somebody
is-
should have asked a question.
But they would have murdered him for that though.
like, could you? Yeah, all right,
Like,
we
let
can
me
do
go
this
back here real quick
forever.
though. Like, we'll move on from this. Like, I'm tired of throwing the microphone in rich black men's face who depend on others for their wealth and ask them a tough question and then spinning everything they say.
That's what Damon Wayne
I
said.
say that to say
Yes.
this. They asked LeBron a question. LeBron say, Kyrie hurt some people. He did not lie. Some people were hurt by that. But you know, the super
Kyrie
duper,
said that.
The super duper woke people were like, no, LeBron a bootlicker. No, bro. He said Kyrie hurt people. He knows that. Then he got right off Kyrie and said, I don't stand for hate speech. He didn't say Kyrie said hate speech.
Right.
He said I don't stand for hate speech.
Exactly.
I stand for anybody. But
Exactly.
motherfuckers tried to pile on LeBron like, oh my, that's why you can't beat the good boy. He had nothing to do with basketball. The game is bigger than basketball. His organization more than the athlete, bro. It means more than ever right now. And you know who's gonna be an embodiment of that? Kyrie probably.
Yep.
I mean,
That song's so fast.
Here's the thing, man. Jalen Roses of the world. You know, with there's a I'm sorry campaign. The moment again you step out of line, right? Look at the verbiage. They said to give an apology that we basically deem right as an apology, right? That satisfies us. Fuck you.
I hear that.
Fuck you.
But his bag relies on that.
But here's the thing. Kyrie has made in upwards of $100+ million, right?
Shaq did a movie with Kyrie, bro.
Straight.
At his
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Uncle Drew.
played the move. Wait, but then they also
They
we
pl-
found
they
out that they
played
played the
Hebrews and
same
Negroes
film
at Shaq's,
one of
theaters.
the theaters that Shaq. Cancel Shaq.
Yeah, in Newark, New Jersey.
Cancel Shaq. There you go. You have it. Go put out the dogs. Let's
won't.
get him.
They won't. But that's probably why he stood on TNT and was like, "Oh, Kyrie's an idiot. He's an idiot." Getting ahead of that motherfucker, that train wreck.
In general, man,
that
it's
shit
just,
whack,
I
man.
think at the end of the day, man, all of it is just
And look,
you can't trust nothing no
And
more.
NBA is supposed to be a brotherhood. A lot of y'all brothers owe that man an apology, man. Especially the ones that spoke up against him.
The precedent,
More of that.
like McKinday's word, man, they're setting a dangerous precedent, bro. Those are 2 words, nuance and precedent. Those are his fucking words. He owns that. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, they set a dangerous precedent with the shit they're doing now. And it's so crazy that, Ime got fired in Boston. Brooklyn said we're going to hire. They expressed interest in hiring Ime Udoka, but then the louder voices start speaking and saying, "Nah, it's not a good look." The man paid his penance by being suspended by Boston, and he was jobless. Who wouldn't want a championship caliber coach? So guess what? I'm sure the similar voices spoke up and said, "Hey man, check this out. Don't hire Ime." Now, shout out to Jock Vaughn. Shout out. Good job for getting a coaching job. But I'm sure they pressed Brooklyn, who's really just a whipping child now. I don't want to say whipping boy, a whipping child right now, a whipping post right now, to not hire Ime Udoka, bro.
So, I just read. I thought that he signed the contract.
Jock Vaughn was
Jock Vaughn
announced
got it.
head coach today.
Okay, all right, because
Jock
it was going to be a
Yep.
win for the City Boys, man. You know what I'm saying?
City Boys!
You know, but all right. But, real quick, so see, and the thing that they don't talk about, right, is what Kyrie has done. Mm-hmm. And here's a few of the things. Donated $323,000 to Feeding America, right?
Right.
Partnered with the City Harvest to ensure that 250,000 meals were distributed to New Yorkers. Partnered with Nike to donate 17 pallets of food and masks. Committed $1.5 million to help pay WNBA,
They're with it, bro.
right, players who opted out of the 2020 season. He paid off college
Don't
tuition.
forget his work with the Native Americans.
Yes.
That's what they call themselves.
Yes.
Don't forget his work with that, bro.
Paid off college tuition.
So what if he stopped doing that, bro? Would they be mad at him? Now you got to protect his bag.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? If he got no more checks coming in, he stopped doing that. Guess how many people they hurt? Because they got feelings.
This is an article in Jet Magazine, 1989, September 11th. That's crazy. I didn't even know that was the
Is
date.
that Colin Powell?
September 11th, 1989.
Okay.
Colin
Right.
Powell has
Yeah,
been
boy.
announced as the chief of staff. Okay,
Right.
This is page 10. This is an article about Bill Cosby and Camille Cosby and the donations that they made to the HBCUs. And they're being celebrated for how much? $400,000 in gifts in 1989. $400,000 in gifts from Bill and Camille Cosby, celebrating the first family of philanthropy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Goes on to talk about 100 science scholarships. All of their $325,000 additional came from them for a different thing. The scholarships that they have and all these things, right? Mm-hmm. That man, this same community, turned on that man the minute it became a popular story.
Trending,
The
yep.
minute it became a popular story, all of this good that he's been doing since way before,
They ain't get the money
completely
back.
out the door. That is the problem. That is the problem. Hey man, that's a collector's item. Get your greasy ass hands off of him. Look how he balling up trying to get to Jet Magazine a week.
Yeah.
She ain't in there, man. They ain't wasn't doing it at 89.
No, the Jet Beauty. No, the Jet Beauty's there. What is her name? Give me the Jet Beauty.
This is.
Hold on. No, because your big fingers is balling up my cup. Stop. Let it go, man.
He don't
Damn.
do that shit though.
Shit.
You might not want to touch that.
He wasn't gonna do that shit, though.
You might not want to touch that.
I wasn't going to do that part.
Exactly. Thank you.
I mean, this is the
Alicia
89.
Brooks of Inglewood, California, was born under the
Boo for McKinney.
astrological
Just
sign
take my shit as you go.
Libra.
Them shit's
Okay.
pause.
Them pages sticky right
I
now,
rock
bro.
with the
Stupid.
Libras. She enjoys skiing. No,
What's
she
the
don't.
what's the measurements,
She
bro?
do not enjoy skiing. Jogging and horseback riding. These are all false. And that's the product that Amon using his care.
Anti-feminism, because you said those were false.
I said because.
No, that's what they're saying
Oh,
about
I
you right
see
now,
what
though.
you're saying. Yeah. No, I'm just saying for real.
I can't look at black women in peace. This motherfucker snatched the
It
book
was
back,
crazy.
bro.
No, I just really, you got big fingers called paws, and they be greasy. And, you know, this is a collector's item.
All right, let's move on, man. Let's get back to Chicago real
And
quick.
what year is that talking about Berry racism?
1989.
Look
This
at the
is
page.
September
The page
11,
with your finger
1989. Oh,
Please
what?
get the finger around. Look at it.
Oh, bury racism.
All the way back then, bro. That's so
page
crazy,
number
man.
5. Yeah.
And this
can't-
proves
we
how
can't make this
systematic
shit
it is. Kyrie and Kanye, and also before we bounce out again, because we've left and came back to this conversation like 3 times.
Yeah.
The club owners are tired of us right now.
It's hard to leave.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
It's
That's
hard to
close.
leave.
Yeah, but how about this? Everything that is going on with Kyrie, it just bounces right back to Kanye. It bounces right back to other prolific black male figures. I don't remember too many female figures being canceled or punished as harshly for stating their beliefs. You know what I'm saying? I do remember back when an apology would suffice. Well, we got to get on code with that though. When people offend us, you can apologize to us. We be like, you know
And
what? It's
like,
okay.
yeah.
We just move on.
They're like, yeah.
All these athletes have done that. These tweets against the LGBTQIA plus community. See, I got that correctly. You know what I'm saying? Tweets
job.
against black people, anti-black tweets, and going back all the social media posts they pull up from hockey players, baseball players, soccer players. If they say I'm sorry, it's a done deal. They want Kanye broken homeless. They want Kyrie to beg and grovel to keep a lifestyle.
No, they wanna prove that if you pretend that the history that we have told you, if you want to even pretend like you're gonna try and prove any of that history wrong, even though there is so much evidence that the history that we have been given is wrong, right? Then they're gonna prove to you like you're gonna have to fight everybody in this month. Like
Right.
you have to go get the whole squad. This African, I was watching this documentary on these African guys, this Yoruba culture, how Yoruba culture has kind of
Don't get canceled
traveled
now.
throughout. No.
want them
This is about
the
Africans.
who
You can't
culture?
get canceled talking about
Okay,
Africans.
all right.
The
talk
who
your shit.
culture?
Yoruba culture out of Nigeria.
Okay, all right.
So how it spread through the diaspora to Brazil, to Haiti, to America, right? And they're kind of talking to people in these spaces. And the brother that's currently, or this was an older documentary, so maybe he's not current, but he's one of the leaders in Nigeria. And he said, this was his statement, not mine. He says, if you study Jewish people, he says they are all over the world. They're in France, they're in Germany, they're in America. He said they are good stewards and good citizens in their homes. He said, but the minute something comes up about Jewish, he said they collectively come together and they are all one squad against making sure that
Can we do that, please?
nothing is done. And so that's all
How
he
can we
said.
do that? How can we do that?
He actually said, I actually believe that the more black people look into African traditional cultures, look into the fact that the first democracy government actually was modeled after something in Nigeria. The Americans didn't just come up with this. The Greeks didn't just come up with this. This existed through the chiefs and through the traditional systems of African people, right? So that they went and studied when they had missions there, right? These are historical facts. These are not random conversations that just come out of nowhere. These are actual factual things that can be that are documented and can be proven, right? But the minute you try and play that game, that's when you done fucked up. Because now you finna have to go against the whole
Certain
situation
communities.
for us to prove it. And it's how you gonna do that? How you one man, especially when your people don't back you,
ain't backing you,
even when they won't pull up and back you, right?
Right.
And we can bring it to Chicago. Just not too far. One of the top selective enrollment public schools in the city. It's like number 1, number 2 every year.
Lane should be number 1 though.
Right? Lane's usually in the top 6, 7, 10, something like that.
Yeah, typically.
But this is usually number 1.
Right.
Jones College Prep.
Take some hoes though.
Right? Last week during Halloween, a kid gets an all-German outfit on, and there's video of him doing I forget what it's called. There's a name for the walk that the German
we don't
soldiers
even want to
did.
say it though.
Right. But he does the walk and does he didn't do the whole Heil Hitler thing.
Okay.
But he did the walk and he did the whole gestures with the hand and stuff like that, right? And he's going back and forth in this video.
Right.
So of course, the principal suspends him. The students protested. They staged a sit-in
Which is bothersome.
to protest his freedom of speech.
What percentage of the school is white?
90.
That's more
Well,
bothersome.
there you go.
They a full sit-in to say that this young man should have freedom of speech
We can't have
to
nothing,
walk
huh?
around in a public school in a German Hitler outfit. How many Jewish students do you think go there? How many Jewish parents do you think send their children there? Do you don't think there are people that are offended by this statement? But these kids should be able to protest his freedom of speech? Like, this is how twisted this is.
He would have got in trouble either way, Kende, because I think if he would have just And then I think
Wait, the principal is the one that got fired.
I think the principal would have got in trouble anyway because if he wouldn't say nothing and let this guy do
Of
what he's doing,
course, yeah.
boom, it's
then you not responding. You're
both sides of that coin is tails and
Absolutely.
tails. You know what I'm saying? Which is fucked up.
Right is right, wrong is wrong. I would be
We wish it
offended
was that way.
to see someone walking around in a whole Nazi little situation and doing that.
We see it all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's
they pull up whole KKK protests right next to the Black Lives Matter tents.
yeah.
Yep.
And it's legal. Anybody said nothing. Ain't nothing about no sensitivity. Ain't no canceling these people.
I think
Ain't none of that.
Bossy said it right, man. And I saw a white woman on TikTok, and she said they are scared of you guys.
I saw that.
And the moment that y'all unify, the world changes.
Yeah.
And this is coming from a white
They
woman.
gonna kill us all.
But at the end of the day, it's no secret. There's no secret, right? For that to come from a white woman, and I'm sure there are other people in the white community.
Like BBC?
For sure, she definitely BBC.
No news gonna go there.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all
For
stupid,
sure.
man.
Let me be clear. But the truth of the matter is, if we actually unify, like you just said, something happens, they come together real quick.
Stop right there,
Form
bro.
like Voltron.
You still got to control the microphone, bro. How do we do that?
Right. I can tell you
don't
right
know.
now.
I don't know.
How do we do that, bro?
I can tell you start number one. I've been saying this on this show for years.
We
Start number
gotta nuance
one.
ourselves.
The easiest beginning point that is controllable.
HBCU,
The number one easiest thing could be done
Black Bank.
to help limit how we are controlled by the messages that come out on these channels. I don't think the people that are in charge of those companies are in charge. I think they're just making the money. The messages, though.
I'm with you on that.
The
Yep.
messages that they control by running those companies, that is where we keep getting beat up.
Ooh.
And the minute we could convince young black people not to go out and accept money
Yeah.
to send out more beat up black people messaging. The minute we can get that group off of that platform and saying, yeah, little homie them, they gonna give you that bag for as long as they can before they throw you in jail.
Yep.
And then they decide you ain't getting the bag no more because you done exactly what we needed to do.
On to the next one.
Exactly.
On to the next
and you
one.
brought your crew with you.
Yep.
So the poison is spread easy, right? The easiest way to start the process of unification is to stop young black people from going to these companies and giving away their soul and getting paid to say, black people, I'ma kill you.
Got a lot of bass in your voice
Black
today, bro.
women, I ain't fucking with you. That's the beginning.
Well, I need, like Kyrie said, I need our millennials to step up. I need Gen Z to step up, and I need my grandson, which will be the Alpha generation. This starts now. This starts now, and I don't want to stay here too long because
I got one more thing to say though.
no, you kind of don't.
I got a suggestion though, just really quick, it's like 5 sentences.
I would love to hear this suggestion.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
then.
The
Go ahead.
suggestion's only like, if we could somehow mend the relationship between black men and black women, bro. You know what I'm saying? That would be a great head start in the battle, a supremely uphill battle, a upstream battle against us not being on code because, when they can't get to us, they get to our black women because you look at Instagram, you look at TikTok, you look at IG, bro. Who are most of these cultures copying? As far when females doing these dances and things like that, bro, they're copying these sisters. It was on stage at All-Star Game in Atlanta when they just blatantly gave credit to a white girl for a dance a black girl created. And the NBA got on their ass and they brought the black girl to a game, not the All-Star game though. You know what I'm saying? And had to do something different though, you know what I'm saying? But if we could mend the relationship between our sisters and our brothers, it would be a great start because we would fix families, bro. We'll fix homes. The number of broken homes, the term broken bothers me as well. The number of broken homes will go down, bro. And, the success rate of two-parent homes, whether you look at it from a business standpoint or just statistical standpoint, the success rate of those kids is much, much higher, bro. So if we can start fixing us to fix the next generation, your grandson stands a better chance of being a motherfucker that make the change like you want to make the change.
I mean, and to piggyback on that, it's just like the work that Tonika is doing, right?
Shout out.
When they signed those contracts, the government said in plain sight, these loans are not for blacks, right? That 1960 generation, for those white folks, when they have their kids, guess what? They were able to get a home for $10,000, right? By the time their kids were in college, they've made so much money, had so much equity in the home, they're able to put them through college.
Speaking of ownership, we don't have we need ownership, bro.
Because we couldn't get it. We couldn't get it, right?
Yep.
So, again, shout out to Tony for doing
You
that
want to
work.
know when
but-
the economy in America changed?
Talk to me.
World War II ends. You have over 2.3 million soldiers who've been
come
over
on.
there fighting.
Come on.
And you don't have nothing to do for them because you just came out of a depression. They coming back. They came back ASAP, got married because they like, oh, we getting jobs.
And we need some pussy.
But they getting jobs, right? They like, we just came back, we won the war.
Right.
And so America came up with two things immediately. First of all, they kept the interest rates super low. Originally, they were super low because they didn't want to have to pay. America was in debt something $6 million for that war. Some 6 million, 6 trillion, something crazy.
Okay.
And so keeping the interest rate low meant that they weren't going to increase what they were going to end up having to pay later on for these loans, right?
Right.
Second, they established these industrial jobs, right? They invested in those young people coming back. All right, we're going to build factories so that they can have some place to work. And they started credit. And they gave all of those soldiers a high line of credit with just basic wages. But with the interest rates low, that house in the suburbs was only $10,000 for him. But that same, just like you said, Tonika Johnson, you wasn't allowed that opportunity to move to the suburbs if you was a black soldier that came back. So it's 100% systematic, which is why I say again, there's just too many facts and too much history out there.
We killed that shit.
Yeah. And I want to point out,
for people to still be talking about this like this is
genius
just a conversation
that created the system. Like it can't be
bro.
more.
That's a team.
It can't be
It's a
more than
team,
one.
bro.
It has to be more than one.
It's a team.
That's some genius ass shit. Let me be clear, right? But we got to be smarter than the system. We got to be smarter than the system.
We got to disinvest in the system, but that's the, like you said,
Disinvest,
that's the
divest.
hard part.
Yeah,
the hard
absolutely.
part is disinvesting means they take everything and now what? You know, I don't own this crib, right? If I say I'm done with anything
You don't own the
related to
McKinley
it,
Estates, bro?
I don't own this building, that's for sure. But it's like if I have to make that decision to go somewhere where only we gonna win, that's gonna change my lifestyle like that.
Absolutely.
And that's gonna happen all around the country. I do believe though that there are enough of us, especially in some of these really high paid media positions, some of these newly $200 million contract people who came from the South, who families suffered the type of racism that we talking about from some of these same families that just gave you that contract, Mr. Barkley. I do believe that there are enough of us with enough resources to actually figure this shit out.
Facts.
But it's going to take both sides of the coin. Young people got to stop investing in the bullshit that these people offering them.
Stop buying
And
Jordans.
older people got to stop looking at the young people like, fuck y'all. Y'all got to start actually coming back and reaching out in a real way.
Real talk, man. Pick up a book. Pick up a book.
Or several.
Or I'm
Like
not going
this.
to do that, though.
Look,
I'm so tired
I
of
mean,
reading
you
my
go
life.
lift the books.
I'm tired of reading.
Audio book,
man.
whatever, man.
There you go.
Just be informed. Be informed.
I'm going to buy the book. I'm buying the book Hebrew to Negroes, bro.
I got an audio book.
I want to read that, bro.
Got an audio book, and like I said, I got
Is it a
the
male?
the sad part
is
is
it a
like-
male voice or female voice? Reading.
I haven't started. I started the
Which one you gonna
the
do?
Prime.
I know.
I told
you
you, I
tried.
stopped
You
watching
tried.
ESPN.
You tried.
I'm
You
done.
tried it.
The NBA was getting boring anyway. I'm not gonna lie to you. All the way the game was playing, it's just not my style no more. I wasn't really excited about the NBA. I haven't been watching it directly, but I hadn't like completely shut it off, right?
Right.
But
It's time,
I'm not gonna be 100% honest, Joe. I love audiobooks, and that's Amazon. Like I could get another audio. It's another audiobook companies, but that's the one that's got the largest volume of information.
What that tells
So now,
me-
if I gotta protest Jeff Bezos and Amazon, I gotta divorce from the place that has the most information to learn.
But here's what I'm saying. What that tells me is the only color that actually matters is fucking green.
Oh hell,
Blue now.
America.
So let's move on, man. Let's move on.
right.
I just want to run through these quick hits in Chicago. We don't have to do a deep dive on any of this shit because there's something more important that we got to talk about.
Right.
But there's a Chicago man. Yeah. One more.
That's it.
There's a Chicago man. He quietly died in his sleep. He quietly.
What if he was yelling in his sleep?
Yeah, I
He
didn't
died,
get a
though?
chance to read this.
He
what Steve was
attained
yelling.
wealth
He died in
of
pain.
$11 million. He had
didn't know he
no
was quiet.
family, right? So what happens is when you die and you're a state and you
goes
have
to the
money,
state, bro.
it goes to the state. And guess what? That shit was passed out to cousins that he didn't know, white and black, right? People got 50,000, 30,000. Someone even got 100,000 plus, right? And
Wait, hold on, Paul.
The state gave his money out?
Whoa, what? Because let's got to be clear. The estate is the property.
the property and his money. He
Right. That's what the estate is.
Yes.
Now, are you saying that he did not have a will when he died? See, that's where I think this might be.
But he didn't have any family. It was only him.
Oh, so he didn't have any.
no
so
will,
when
no
so
nothing,
it
no
did
kids.
go to. So the estate went to the
Relatives,
state
exactly.
of Illinois.
Yes,
and then they
just
decided
spread his
that's
shit
a
out.
new one.
That's
They've
huge
never,
right there.
they've
That's
never
huge
done
right there.
that before.
Pause, yeah.
It was
I think
divided. It was
some of us might
divided
pocket though.
amongst 119 distant relatives, bro.
That's
that he didn't know.
Wild.
I wonder
the
who did
state
that,
has
bro.
never done. Yeah,
No.
the bank had to be furious.
Hey, look, he owned a home in Gage Park. You know, nothing crazy. Like, and
You know
literally,
how many motherfucking pockets that was supposed to line?
the brother name was Joseph Stankak. Right, he lived a very quiet life.
He definitely was a Polish plumber. Started a
Right,
Polish
that really
plumbing
sound like a black man.
business. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
just weird to me that my 11 million just
He
goes
was
to people that
he was a
119.
I'm gonna have to read that article because
Yeah.
I gotta see what the.
He definitely had a motherfucking team.
That is
of
something
chicks.
else.
He had no children, no immediate family, and died at the age of 87.
But that's
And
another place.
And no will.
It's another place where a lot of black folks, you don't have your will together.
your
You don't
will,
have life
yeah.
insurance, and then all of the stuff you work for, all of it goes away.
Also, the new Supreme store for all my
Supreme Court.
No, Supreme.
It was
brand,
close.
The
It was
brand.
close.
Oh, Supreme.
Yeah,
store.
the brand, right?
What's the purpose of this, man?
So for all the hype beats, right? You know, it's just it is what it is.
I'm
It's
cool.
pop culture.
I'm cool on that shit though.
They got a new Supreme store opening up in Chicago.
Take
There's
this
only
shoe and put a Supreme
there's only
on it.
one
They sell it.
here now.
They just do.
One in New York and one in California. That's
like
going
that?
to
You like that store?
be 1438 North Milwaukee. That's
I'm
that's the
definitely
land.
not that shit though. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see what happens in the next riot.
Yeah, let them break this shit down. There you go.
Nah, you terrible.
Let me ask you
Is
this.
that
What?
black owned here? I never know who owns Supreme.
I have no clue. I
know I've done it
I
before,
buy
right?
shit.
That's
I
what's
don't buy
funny to
that
me
shit.
because I ain't gonna lie. The first time I saw Supreme, I thought it was Pugs Adams and them.
I did too.
I thought it was
Back in
cats
the
out of
day.
Chicago, right? Because they were the first people I saw
But
rocking
it was. I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was some skateboarding. It started some skateboarding.
Yeah, I thought it was Iridium that really. I thought that was their
so
brand. So
confused
I just was
about
supporting it
everything.
out of that. And by support, I wasn't really buying
It's
it.
just
But
like a crown
but,
and some
but
letters.
what if that's just another brand that's not black owned? That's just
Right.
making
Pilfering from our
billions.
community. I spit hard as hell.
Yeah, it is.
He was like being blinked and everything. He was like pilfering our community.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Just vulture,
Also,
vulturing.
all right. Let me because that's all I got for Chicago.
Culture vultures.
Let me ask y'all this: do y'all want to talk about Dave Chappelle?
What do you do?
Well, he's hosting SNL.
Oh, that's
right? And
Friday?
What time look like?
And they,
Saturday.
Yeah, hour.
Nah, we can
four,
talk about
hour
that next
four.
week after we
You want to hold it?
Let's
Okay,
see
all
what
right, we can wait.
happens.
We can
But
wait.
you got Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Black Star. That's gonna be interesting.
I mean, why are they mad though?
The conversation is because
They're not mad. They
no,
host SNL.
No. The conversation is because they thought
people
they
are mad at
canceled
them?
him. Yes, and SNL was.
I've been saying cancel culture is the
not
most
a real thing,
unreal,
yeah.
real thing.
Dave Chappelle was
I've
the
ever-
only person to ever get uncanceled. He was the only person.
I mean,
We'll
hold
see,
that
though.
thought. Hold that thought. We can
Charlie
hold that.
Sheen.
I think
Bernie Madoff.
I think more importantly though, we lost Takeoff. Right. Shout out to the Migos and rest in peace, rest in power, rest
Absolutely.
in heaven.
And that situation getting stickier and stickier, bro.
It is. And
Every video comes out with new.
my initial
information,
take,
bro.
my initial take, and I sent this in the group. The first thing a motherfucker does is grab their phone and record this man bleeding out.
Yeah.
That shit is trash, man.
Instead of calling
for
911.
likes, clicks, to that's the age we in, and I know that's the age we in, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing that to post that on the Corner Convo IG page.
Somebody shooting, you feel comfortable enough
To
for
pull
these
your
likes
shit out.
and these comments to take your phone out, move away a little bit, one of these numbers and shit, and record. Bro, no. I'm absolutely good on that, man. I'm absolutely good on that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they said his streams was going up. I don't.
He won't benefit from it.
Yeah, right.
I'm not gonna say I don't like the Migos.
Uncle
but
watched his nephew die.
They transcended the time that they were here.
Southern rap.
Yeah.
They've had so many bops. They have so many #1 songs.
Their cadence,
Good album, bro.
Everybody
They are
want
a
to do
family.
something
They are
like
related.
that. Yes.
Yo.
It's sad, man.
I think
it's sad.
that-
This shit has to stop.
The thing about that situation that was kind of jarring to me is like I saw somebody, I forgot who it was now, but they were just like, oh, it was Deion in that Deion Sanders in that video when he was talking to his players.
Right.
He said some stuff in there, whatever. But
Yeah.
one of the things he said was when he said, listen, you're special and you're gonna have to move different. Everybody
I hate
can't
that
be
term,
with you.
man.
Everybody can't come with you.
Everybody can't. You can't do the same thing you used to do. You're special right now. The special thing, in terms of like telling
we
one
need to
person.
hear that, you know
Well,
what I'm
no, my
saying,
point. But my point is, he's telling a group of athletes like you're special, like just because you potentially can make more money, not because you're actually a special person.
He's saying the way I took that is because it's Jackson State.
You mean something to somebody.
He's attached to it. You mean something to somebody.
Yeah, that's
I've
cool.
turned this program around. We are now,
See, yeah, you heard one way. I heard him. Hey, man, you love yourself, bro.
And that's
you
what I'm saying.
important.
I'm hoping that's what he meant.
I don't think any of those
I heard it
points
that
of
way.
view are wrong.
It all could be true. But my point is still that I think that this is the crime of what we tell ourselves when we do get successful is that we're untouchable. Right? How many have we lost in them? You brought this up, right? It was like when we lost
PNB Rock, Nipsey.
We lost PNB.
Triple X, Tentacion,
I mean, like
Mo
literally,
3,
this ain't the last one,
and
unfortunately.
King Von. Hey, they never down Chicago. You popular stars, y'all never down Chicago.
That's not true. FBG. Oh, them. I thought you were talking about like Chicago cats. It was like because he got killed on Michigan.
Yeah. So all right, well, just chill out there.
Just saying, he got killed on
chill out there,
Michigan,
bro. Because the popular rappers, the mega stars,
I hear
they
you
never
now.
down Chicago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, shit, Benny got shot in Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. And it's enemies in hometowns.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, but yeah, I do think
Getting chained, snatched, all this shit, bro.
I think the fact that people were watching that, and not only were they just watching that, the gunshots were over. They were literally running away. They were like, no, come in here. Come in. There was no police around. There was no security around.
None.
Like, that's the part that throws me off. How do these brothers, as influential and as recognizable as they are, with all of them chains, you saw how many chains that, what's his name? Quavo had on, right?
Bracelets, rings.
How you ain't got no security around?
See, this is the story you're hearing that, some cities, Chicago's rare in this sense. You can't check in with a motherfucker here. There's no checking in with the big homie in Chicago. Because you can be here at the McKinley Estates, you make it to the Phillips compound, and you get murked in the same city. You know what I'm saying? You can make it to out west Illinois and get murked, but be good where he is, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Houston allegedly have a check-in. LA, you have a check-in. Florida, you allegedly have a check-in. Detroit, you definitely have a check-in. Trick ain't playing with you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? He ain't playing with you motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
That's why they felt okay to roll with the Prince family and mob ties.
Because they was like, ain't nobody gonna.
I tell everybody this, bro. Everybody I secure, I say, Joe, when you get a certain amount or you feel like the environment you're in isn't good enough for your boys, hire your boys in different capacity. Get you professional security.
Yeah.
Because you get entry and exit, you get recon, you get crowd surveillance, you get a person that's paid not to look at your festivities and your actions, but paid to watch the goddamn crowd.
And to be a part of your party.
Absolutely.
Right, and just hold a gun while they
bro.
doing it. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's
man.
crazy, but the bigger picture to me about that was, now I like to talk to you guys about, we all love music. We all love rap, R&B. We all love the essence of it, and we can respect what it's turned into, whether we like it or not. Okay, so in the rap culture, the game has changed so many times. Now let's not act like violence wasn't happening in the game before now. It's just at an abnormal rate right now, because at one point, drug dealers infiltrated the rap game.
For sure.
Now, what always comes with drugs? Most of the time, comes with drugs, bro.
Death.
That part, but
Or
guns,
jail.
you need security.
Oh, guns. Yeah,
so now,
You got to have
the
protection.
lower level of the game and the nickel and dime drug, not just the big guys, the nickel and dime drug dealers have infiltrated the game, bro, and they are shooters.
But
They
who-
in there now.
Who let them
that's a
in?
good point. When the rap culture,
Who opened the door for drugs to be the rap culture?
you have to pay for your bandwidth, bro. You have to pay to get play on these stations. So you can have a simple song, but if that station getting that bread for you from a little major label, like who started on a small label in Chicago? Let's just say Psychodrama. Didn't blow up. Let's say
No, what's
Psychodrama.
labels in Chicago? Oh,
Right, they started with Get Your Pimp On. They eventually made it to motherfucking Swap House. You know what I'm saying? With Tony Draper. I forgot the other guy's name, you know what I'm saying? We know now, you know what I'm saying? But you pay for your bandwidth. You pay
because
for
that
your
was
radio
92.
play.
It don't even work like that no more.
Shit, money still works.
No.
Them labels still
But
pay.
I'm saying you can't do that. Amon can't go into WGCI and pay for them to put our commercial on. He has to get it through Clear Channel. And Clear Channel ain't taking Amon's payment because he not putting out what we talking about.
Right.
Not unless I hand that nigga to that balcony and say my
Understood.
business office,
Right.
you know what I mean, between
you have your
connection,
connection, you have your plant in place at the station that also is good, and the company knows you're good with them. But with the rap culture, bro, I just stated my piece of why I think the game is this way. Why do you think, besides they want to push this message of negativity out to the culture, why do you think the state of rap is where it is right now?
I mean, the state of rap is
I know.
it's the young boys, man. Like, I think about this. I'm going to tell you like this, right? I remember being 15, 16, 17 years old. I remember getting knowledge from the rap shit I was listening to, right?
Not that trash you hear.
Now, what's being promoted by 96% of the companies are owned by the untouchables. You know what I mean? Shout out to Dr. Umar. They promote the violence.
Mobb Deep did this though, right?
But hold on. They promote the
always
violence,
there, bro.
But what I'm saying is, it
wasn't always.
not to this capacity.
There was a starting point.
Every song, every
was a
song that you
starting
hear, bro.
Oh, I
Every
get that
song,
point, yeah.
and especially if we're talking drill, this new genre, it's
Yeah.
my stick, my pole. I just shot.
Set up, get the bag, take your chain,
the
count
whole
notes.
nine, right? The
You know
whole
what I'm saying?
nine. They're not selling sex anymore. They're selling violence.
I'm okay with that.
You know
as
what I'm
well.
saying?
Selling death.
And what I'm saying is, if you have the millennials and the next generation after that, they grow up on that, they really believe this shit. I've sat and played the game with my son, and he will literally know every word to a song, but he also knows the Tribe Called Quest.
But you also,
right? But
it's more than just rap.
It's more than just rap. It's more than just rap. And like you said, these are the shooters now. This is it's not the head dude that is a little older, right? A little bit more seasoned.
There are no OGs anymore in Chicago.
So again,
Very few OGs in the game, period.
if I'm talking
There's
about
also a ton more guns available somehow.
Look.
Facts.
Miraculously, every 14-year-old can just find a gun, like out of nowhere. That wasn't what I'm saying is when we were 14, even though Mobb Deep and Tupac, and then we're talking about
was
guns and
Nas.
violence.
It may have been
there
one
were
guy
no
that had a
guns
pistol.
available.
It may have been one guy that
There
had
were
a
no
pistol.
guns available like that.
No.
No matter
Well,
where
I mean,
you
what
was.
he's saying. I think the freight train stops more frequently now on the south side. That's a real thing.
Okay.
The freight gets hit more
Absolutely.
frequently out south than it did when we were
Absolutely.
younger. But guns weren't appealing. So what you're saying is right. Guns weren't as appealing to us. We had shit to do with our lives.
And you wanted to be respected for a fighter. Like exactly, right.
Yeah, what to do with our life, bro?
Shooting sounded like an immediate, I'm going to jail. We didn't think about we was gonna get away with it.
Right.
We didn't think about I'm gonna shoot you and I'm not gonna get caught and I'm gonna just still go back home and then still go to basketball practice tomorrow. Cause somebody gonna see me. Somebody gonna know it was me that shot you, right? At some point, getting shot came with a get out of jail free card or never get caught card, right? So there's also that
no snitching,
conversation,
no snitching
right? Like
shit.
if there is no pressure to stop this shit from the people who live there or the people who are working there, whatever, all of that. But the part of your question has an answer, which is when did rap change? It's when they closed the door on KRS-One and Public Enemy.
Did they age
when
out?
those were the two. They didn't have a chance to age out. That door was closed. They were the number 1 and number 2 records in hip hop at that time in the 89 to 91
facts.
market.
That's facts.
The next thing that hit number
gonna
1
disagree with you, but
was
it's cool.
NWA.
Facts.
You cannot disagree with
We
the
go
fact
from fight
that
the power to
we
fuck the
went
police.
It's a different culture,
complete-
though.
Okay, but then the other culture just never got heard from again. Why did they call Talib Kweli and all them backpack culture?
rappers.
Because you had to buy bootlegs to hear that shit. It was not on the radio. It was not being sold at the stores. It was not being something. You had to find a motherfucker that had that.
because it wasn't making any fucking money.
It was not promoting. It was making money before, but this made so much more money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why fight the money train? And
Okay.
we don't even have to tell them to do it.
They do it for
just
us.
want to do it. And
There-
then they go, and again, we have to circle back this last part about this is that it was not black people buying that music for the longest time. That's a new trend.
Yeah, white
That's a
people.
new trend. It's just now
They made it
that
for us.
black
We
people
can
are starting to
stream it now,
buy.
because we can stream it.
Well, no, white people were buying those
White
CDs
people buying all
and
that
that
shit.
records back then. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
see what I'm saying now?
Because you don't have to
We-
actually purchase it. Yes.
Boom, we can stream it now.
Absolutely. So I'm just saying, there's just not a lot of argument on that conversation of why rap is what it is.
I have pushback for everything.
Why it's sustaining. That's a different conversation.
Right. Well, I have to say this as well, you know what I'm saying? This generation that is indulged, embellishing, and living this drill scene, and I'm not shading them. I think
not
I think
either.
it's,
I like
I think
some
it's
of the.
despicable. Yeah, I
like
listen
some
to
of the
it, you know.
artists. I listen to Herbo. I listen to Dirk. I listen to some of my
Yeah.
stuff. I can see the art value in it, but I can also very much so see what it's toxically promoting.
That's born from a place where you feel disrespected in the neighborhood. People get into an argument, you feel disrespected. You feel you got checked or treated. I just spit again. Or you lose a fight. You go back and tell your uncle, your cousin, or your big homie.
They say go back out there.
Now they go back and check them. And now y'all going back and forth all spring, summer, winter, fall.
20 years later.
And in the end, somebody dies because of that. You know what the death should be? It should be your fucking fault. Fam, take your L
Right.
and go home.
and move the fuck on.
Yeah, a lot of times, fights don't even happen, dog. It's just words. I've seen too many
Yep.
times in my
Yep.
damn near 20 years of working on this goddamn job
Yep.
where words turn into, it's a motherfucking 14 right now, bro. These two families are still fighting all these years later. I came to 14, maybe my third year on the job. This is damn near 17 years later, bro. Yeah. They still fighting.
Yeah.
Gang. They was at the Boricua Fest. It's black and Hispanic. They tearing that bitch up. We had to shut the bitch down. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, bro. Somehow we have to remove that. And this is getting on code again. We have to remove that part of the culture from rap because it's influencing way too many of our babies, like you guys are saying, to do shit that they aren't capable of doing, or have the firepower to do, and don't know how to do. I've seen way too many people, real shit, Joe, come over to shoot at somebody, never shot a gun before, get his ass killed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guy in some weird stance that you seen on TV.
And I'm like, you always remember Call of Duty, and I have a pushback for that, but I understand what you're saying because they learn how to shoot and they text from these video games. But you watch the news from overseas and shit, they got the same goddamn Call of Duty. They're not doing that shit.
Yeah, their governments are different.
They're not doing that shit, bro.
Their financial systems are set up different. The consumer, again, that when I talk about that conversation in 1945, what that did was it created the consumer. The market before that was about saving money.
We get all them really much.
It was about if you were an adult back then, you were trying to save money. You gonna drink one of them hot joints?
What?
Yeah, that's gonna be terrible. You know it was hot.
You gonna say damn it's hot?
It's been sitting there for 3. It was in your trunk.
It's called counseling.
No. It was fresh out the freezer.
But here's my point. It's not no more.
Yeah.
But here's what I was gonna say.
Put that shit again, bro.
But this is how.
Put your hand on that shit again.
This is how easy.
Yeah, it's not okay.
It's
not okay.
This is how
hot ass motherfucking house. Turn that motherfucking AC on, man.
It's definitely still on. But here's what I was gonna tell you. This is what just dawned on me a second ago. This is how easy it is to fall into it. Everything that we were saying earlier about Kanye, Kyrie, and all like that, right? Mm-hmm. It dawned on me that I realized what I was wearing. Now, this is a Tony Sports shirt, and it's a collab with Adidas. So a person can look at the show and see the Adidas symbol and be like, "Oh man, but he capping, right? He wore up to it." But that's how easy it is.
Yeah,
you just grab a shirt that you really represent Chicago.
Jump off that shit, buddy.
You really represent Chicago. The reason I put it on because it's a Chicago joint, right? It's the reason I still have it, right? And I wasn't paying attention that it was an Adidas shirt, right? But that's how easy it is to fall into a drill rap.
Adidas are trash.
That's
anyway.
how easy it is to fall into a drill rapper. You know what I mean? Like that's how easy it is to fall into any of this toxic shit that we are experiencing because it's a faucet that never gets turned off, bro. Nobody turns off social media.
And I don't believe that all the kids that listening to drill music, right, or that
some of them scared as hell.
They are.
They're not even cut
They
from that
move with
cloth.
crowds,
No. They're not cut from that cloth.
Right. No, I'm telling you, there's
even some of the rappers.
There are some kids.
All of them.
There are some kids that will tell you
Shoot the
straight
shit out your ass. I play with the people.
Yeah, not everybody.
Yeah.
There are some kids that will straight up tell you, I don't even know what he's talking about. I just been hearing it all day on TikTok, and my friends all sing it, and so that's why
it's trendy.
We had a little party for the kids, and they was like, "You want DJ?" I was like, "Absolutely not," because if they keep asking me to play certain shit, I'm gonna say no, and that's always my beef with it. Like, no, and they should be able to enjoy themselves. Should be. So they hired an older dude. This dude played house music, played steppers music, played like happy, and they had a blast. So my thing is, we also get lost in this culture because I've had those parents call me.
Right.
I want you to do this Sweet 16. And I'm like, all right, well, listen, I'm playing 1970 soul. I'm playing I'm not playing.
You got to give them that.
But I want you to play that. Like, it's okay. That's not okay. You the problem.
Yep.
You the problem. You don't want to tell your baby that you don't want your baby to hear death, murder. And so instead of just telling your baby and having that difficulty with your baby about that conversation being, you can do that at your party when you a grown man. But if I'm paying for this party and if I'm putting this party on for kids, I'm not going to let you sit in the backyard. Could you imagine if your pops had invited us to your 12-year-old birthday party and you was telling your pops, Dad, I want to hear all the Tupac, all the Biggie and all that. And your pops was like, sure.
Yes.
Fuck out of here.
I could ask.
And he'd be like, get your goof ass down. Like put on James Brown, like I said, go eat some cake and play basketball. Shut the fuck up. Because I'm the adult in here. Right? I say what goes, right? And that's the problem. Too many parents don't do that. Too many parents are like, oh, but the kid.
So are we saying though that the influence, this is what you're saying, and you may not be, but this is what I'm hearing. Because it's not up to you. You respond for what you say. How I interpret it is up to me.
Absolutely.
If I'm wrong, you know what I'm saying? It's different. You can let me know. I love being wrong. But I believe this. A good parent, his or her influence or their influence should outweigh what a fucking son could tell my son or my daughter, you know what I'm saying? So by you having to tell these parents no, man, I'm not playing this for your child. It lets me know what state they parent the child relationship is in and how much influence and control this parent don't have over their child.
And that's what I'm saying.
And that's fucked up
I'm saying
because
that they're
Cameron
fearful.
plays trap all day long. But we tell Cameron sit down, you know, he's nonverbal, you know, he has his
But Cameron's damn near 18 years old.
right, but it's, fam, you gotta understand it's different, bro.
I mean, I do hear what you're saying.
Bro, you know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Because when he gets feisty, can't tell him shit.
Yeah,
I'll be
understand.
glad I'm 6'5", 250 sometimes.
Yeah, because he a big kid.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you have to understand, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy that when I can tell him when my man voice, the bass, and the hype like, hey, Joe, this, that, he'll listen. His mama tell him, he'd be like, I'm thinking about it a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
But it's the point that you never gave that up.
Right.
You didn't when
So
he was 11.
And I'm cool with that.
When he was 11, when he was 12, you didn't give that part up. You didn't say, I'm not still in charge. You still were the person that said,
Right.
hey, Cam,
That's what I'm getting
are
at,
you
right.
doing that? Okay, all right, well, look, I'm going to let you do that. You still held that. What I'm saying is too many of our parents actually let that go at 8.
Relinquished it.
They give it up at 8,
said
bro.
8, damn.
I'm not even
that's what-
exaggerating.
Yeah.
For
At 8
likes and
years
clicks
old,
to record them, to put them up, to be their friend.
at 8
like,
years
get the
old, if
fuck
this
outta here.
kid throws a flip out woo out the wind because you won't get them an iPhone, they break down and go get that iPhone because they cannot take the consistent breakdown. And the
Yeah,
point
see,
is
that's weak as hell.
that's what being a parent means.
Facts.
It means that you're going to endure the most of those moments because that's your child and they're learning the world, right?
Right.
And I experience it with students, and my thing with students is I have enough students at this point in my experience where I can tell when they like, man, I really wish my parent would do that. I really wish my parent would stand on that. I can tell. They can't say it in front of their friends because it's gonna make them look not cool.
Yeah.
But when they do it, it's a clear expectation that it's like, oh yeah, Mr. Adadapo he ain't for that.
Right.
And they appreciate that. They appreciate the fact that you do have a standard for them to meet. Because they know they don't know everything. They got
Right.
access to a lot of information, but they know they don't know
Don't know how to
everything.
process it or put it to use.
Yeah, and they looking for help.
Yep.
And they need to know that you are the authority. And when you go somewhere and ain't nobody telling you to stop nothing, if you go, oh, I'm gonna set this on fire. Oh shit. Okay, nobody gonna do nothing about it. Oh fuck. Oh, I'm gonna go set this on fire. Fuck it, everything. Let's go set everything on fire. Nobody gives a
But see,
shit.
I think
True
there's a
shit.
deeper
True shit, bro.
conversation, and this is why at some point we're actually going to do this. Go back to the bridging the gap and have some of these shorties on, from that generation, because I'm interested to see how their logic.
I know
Some smart ass
I know my
kids out
replacements already. I got four shorties that gonna sit in for me
Better.
and go have the conversations.
It's very
good.
smart
Better
kids
than-
out here, and it's
better
not
than-
everybody.
We can do that pretty soon, though,
It's
for
getting
real.
better.
Before somebody steal it.
It's getting much better. It's getting better than anybody will see because that's not what's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Because that's not
Right.
promoted through those algorithms. If we had 4 kids up here right now having this whole conversation without us, and it was intelligent, and they were going back and forth, and they were doing that, would never be in anybody's algorithm for TikTok.
Facts.
Because it's not a dance,
IG,
and because it's
yeah.
not got
Right.
music that they trying to sell.
Dance, man,
It would just be
dance.
that's the video that would have to be shared 1 million times for 1 million people to
get
see.
some love, yeah.
It would never be put in an algorithm.
No, that's the facts, man. I guess we out, man. Episode 122, man. Happy birthday, y'all.
123,
Y'all,
123
hit up
for sure.
Abasi
123.
Slam Dance's inbox.
Slam dance?
Yeah, Slam Dance.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Like I
you know.
slammed that bitch's throat. What the fuck
What
you talking
does
about?
that mean? What is a slam dance?
I mean, damage it.
Yeah, just
I'm with it.
yeah.
dog.
Happy birthday
Make
to
that
you
motherfucker
once
mosh
again,
pit.
brother.
Awkward way to end the show.
Hey man, slam dance,
I
slam
appreciate
dance.
it. 44 was a good. 43 to 44 was a good year for me.
Yeah.
No complaints.
43 to 44.
43 to 44.
Yeah,
was a
I'm
good
about
for
to
me,
be
though.
40 going into 41.
Such
We'll
a
see.
baby.
Yep, another birthday, man. Another celebration, man. It's the Corner Convo
It's a celebration,
episode
bitches.
122.
But gotta say real quick. The next episode though, for you hip hop fans, hey, just putting it in the air real quick.
I ain't gonna be
You're
here.
gonna want to miss this next one because we got a cat
I will be here.
that makes them beats
I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that episode, bro.
with some
with the
hip,
Chicago
some hip-hop
lyricists.
and some hip hop royalty.
So all
his
this
catalog was
conversation
crazy.
we just had, we're gonna bring you some of the quality that we think should be getting that attention very soon, next week.
Yeah, it's going down.
About hour 20,
126.
including the pre-shit. Because my shit on.
Yeah, it'll be 127, 128.
It definitely wasn't 60 minutes.